What if your lack of motivation isn't a character flaw, but a brain circuit glitch? What if laziness wasn't about willpower at all, but about how your brain processes effort and reward? Today, we're diving into what cutting-edge brain scans reveal about motivation, procrastination, and how to finally get unstuck backed by science, not opinion. Understanding the motivation-laziness spectrum. Motivation and laziness aren't opposites. They exist on a spectrum controlled by brain chemistry. Functional MRI, fMRI, and PET scans have now pinpointed key areas that light up or stay dim, depending on your drive. The star players: the anterior cingulate cortex, ventral striatum, and prefrontal cortex. These regions handle anticipation, reward, effort, and decision-making. When these systems are out of sync, motivation crashes. Motivation chemistry. Your brain uses dopamine as a currency. High motivation equals high dopamine activity in the reward circuits. Laziness or procrastination often correlates with low dopamine availability or receptor sensitivity. Research 1. A 2023 study from the Max Planck Institute used PET scans to reveal that individuals who scored high on motivation tests had significantly more dopamine receptors in the ventral striatum than those who identified as chronically lazy. Translation: you may not be lazier, just low on dopamine efficiency. The brain's cost-benefit analysis engine, the prefrontal cortex, decides if a task is worth the effort. When it senses high energy output and low reward, it defaults to inaction. Research 2. A 2024 fMRI study published in the Journal of Neuroscience found that individuals with low motivation had less synchronized communication between the prefrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens, meaning their brains undervalued potential rewards. Sleep deprivation mimics laziness, one of the sneakiest motivation killers. Poor sleep. Brain scans of sleep-deprived individuals show decreased activity in the prefrontal cortex and increased connectivity in the default mode network associated with daydreaming and mind-wandering. Action tip: prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Track patterns, wind down without screens, and make sleep a non-negotiable. The overthinking trap. Analysis paralysis sometimes. The problem isn't laziness, it's mental overload. Studies using EEG and fMRI show that high-anxiety individuals have overactive frontal lobes, leading to freeze behavior rather than action. Research 3, a 2022 Cambridge University study found that those who engage in excessive planning without execution showed overactivation in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, causing hesitation, not motivation. Why you procrastinate, how to hack it. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's emotional regulation. Your brain avoids tasks that generate anxiety, discomfort, or low stimulation. Fix it with the 5-minute rule. Commit to doing just 5 minutes. fMRI studies show that starting even a tiny bit of a task reactivates reward circuitry, increasing dopamine and reducing resistance. The role of movement in igniting drive. Exercise boosts BDNF and dopamine 2 neurochemicals vital for focus and drive. Brain scans show increased gray matter volume in motivated exercisers. Begin your day with even 10 minutes of movement. It primes your reward pathways and gives you a hit of motivation. Mindfulness rewires the motivation network. Meditation shrinks the overactive amygdala and strengthens the prefrontal cortex, improving decision-making and self-control key for overcoming laziness. Try a simple breath-focused meditation. Even 10 minutes daily has shown significant impact on motivational brain networks. Connection is a catalyst. Human connection triggers oxytocin, which lowers stress and enhances focus. Brain imaging shows that social interaction activates the same reward circuitry as achieving goals. Accountability partners and shared goals activate your social brain, pushing you toward action. Action plan. 7 steps to reboot motivation based on brain science. Sleep 7 to 9 hours with proper wind down. Start with 5 minutes of a task to activate dopamine. Do 10 minutes of movement each morning. Eat dopamine-friendly foods, eggs, dark chocolate, nuts. Use mindfulness to calm emotional resistance. Connect with someone who inspires action. Avoid multitasking. Focus boosts prefrontal efficiency. Bonus hack: dopamine scheduling. Instead of chasing dopamine all day, like social media, sugar, schedule your dopamine. Delay gratifications. Start with the hard thing first, then reward. This rewires your brain to associate effort with pleasure. Laziness isn't about being weak, it's about being misaligned with your brain's circuitry. Motivation is a system you can train, nurture, and reset. If this video reshaped how you think about motivation, hit like, leave a comment sharing your biggest takeaway, and subscribe for weekly brain science breakdowns that make you unstoppable. Final thoughts? Brain scans prove laziness is biochemical, not behavioral. Motivation is a skill built through daily neuro-friendly habits. You can rewire your drive starting today. Train your brain, transform your life. See you in the next one.